Oh, we're live. Okay. I didn't even know. Anyways, let's get right into it.
Violin up to the goddamn speaker system.
Wait, what's this?
A presentation?
Why does it look like that?
Like what?
All ugly. Are you not using Gamma?
Feel like it's time for something new? With Blue Apron, you'll get wholesome, easy-to-follow recipes delivered to your door.
Meet Devoto AI, the photo editing software that everyone's talking about.